10 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team pick.
Hello, gorgeous Dota fans, and welcome to the Hainan Master Spring Invitational. My name is Noma. Joining me is Mo Farah as we get into Godsent versus Chicken Fighters in this best of 3 upper bracket match to find out who is going to take a step closer to qualifying for this tournament and who's going to be knocked down to that lower bracket and face potential elimination. Mo Farah, you watched these two teams play yesterday, so just give me a broad perspective on how they both did and conclude on who your favorite is.
So Chicken Fighters beat Moriarty. They looked really good in the laning stage, but you could tell that they were a stack that hadn't really played that much together because they were making some really silly mistakes and stuff. Like, there was some questionable decision making going on, but they kind of won just by the fact that they were better individual players than Moriarty. The Godsent Viking GG series was really good though. It was very close. Godsent just about made it through. I think Game 3 was probably the least close of them all, but was a good series to watch. So going into this series, I think it's down to this thing again, that can Chicken Fighters play as a team this series? Because I think Godsent are a little bit of a better team than Moriarty. So in terms of individual skill, Godsent are getting up to their level. Maybe not quite there, but they're a little bbit higher, I would say.
Yeah,
and they have a lot more experience as well. I think, especially in like Era, Neuer and stuff, who's been around for ages, by the way.
I mean, you say that, but Milan's been around for a long time. As has Seneko, he's had his time doing the CIS shuffles, and then into Na'Vi for a while as well. So I'd say they're pretty evenly matched when it comes to experience. I'm just excited to see these two teams play, because I think this is one of the most even matchups we have. Maybe Chicken Fighters should have a bit of an edge if they are on point, but with the recent addition of Charlie, things are a little bit mixed up. But then again, Boogie and Wish have just joined Godsent, so it's a little bit bouncy right now. But yeah, we've got some more tag drama as well, as Charlie's kept the Godsent tag.
Oh, that's exciting, though. I love that. And we've got a Na'Vi player here. That's the best bit. Wow. Mr. Seneko himself.
Yeah. bringing in those Na'Vi fanboys. Where you at, guys?
Milan played Doom really well yesterday. He ended up being the most farmed player on his team in one of the games. And
nice.
As your YouTube feed just... Okay, it's fine.
Mine is pooping itself a bit.
But yeah, he played really well on Doom, and Seneko, I think he played line a couple of games, and I can't remember what he played in the other game, but Seneko looked really good yesterday as well, like individually. So I think Saberlight had a bit of a rough time, and some of the decision making he had, but overall as a team, I do expect them to win this series. Maybe not comfortably. If I had to make a prediction, I would say 2-0 to Chicken Fighters.
2-0. Okay.
I just need to put an apple in the bin. I'll be back.
An apple in the bin. I hope that's not a euphemism. But no, I'm looking forward to seeing Chicken Fighters play. And I think this is a really high potential stack as well. Supreme is a really good mid laner sometimes. And Saberlight as well has obviously shown a lot of potential in the offlane to the extent where he got picked up by Chaos, who were previously... Gosh, I can't remember what they were called before they were Chaos. But, the team he played alongside Samael and No.
Oh, that team. Oh,
Quincy.
Wasn't it Quincy Crew?
Yeah, that's it. So, yeah, I mean, Chicken Fighters really... I'd say one of my most excited stacks to watch. Meanwhile, Godsent, again, some fantastic EU talent, some talent we've seen for a very long time now, and always have a huge amount of motivation to try and make it. And the only one I haven't really seen is OKC. I've seen them like a little bit here and there in like some small stacks and maybe even open qualifier games, but not so much from that, guys. So always fun to watch new talent.
If people didn't watch the series yesterday as well, we got to see Supreme play Meepo in one of the games, which was very exciting.
Yeah, it's a gift.
He played pretty well, but it was just the overall game they struggled with a little bit. What do they go for here? So they need to... Mag Puck is such a hard opening to pick into because you have no idea where they're going to be laning, right? Oh, okay. So Charlie played this yesterday, and it didn't. I'll be honest, he didn't look that good on it. I think he made some really questionable item choices, like in my opinion. So we'll see if he's got it in him today.
Well, on the Druid, why? What was his questionable item choices?
They were doing really well, right? So I think in his head he was like, I'm just going to go Deso and we're just going to win the game really quickly. And they were playing against the PL.
5 seconds.
And then all of a sudden the game started to get a bit difficult. And he's like, oh, now I have a Deso instead of like a Maelstrom against this PL that I could have built into a Mjolnir. And then they won the game as soon as he bought Mjolnir as well. Obviously that wasn't just the only reason why, but
Dire team pick.
it made it a lot easier. Ooh. Stumpy man.
Stompy Briefcase Man enters the fray. Yeah, it's a really nice pickup versus the Druid as well. It can beat down the bear with reasonable efficiency, and of course gets the extra stack from that bear as well. So that is a hero summon, so it actually counts as more than a regular creep for his Q, I do
5
believe,
seconds
or
remaining.
W. I can't remember. I don't know what it's.
This is W.
It is
yeah.
W. Yeah.
That's interesting. I mean, the bear is a really bad creep at the moment at level 1. It got 5 less damage. That's going to be Seneca's hero, actually, I think. Because he played that twice yesterday.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
So disruption on the floor.
I assume Milan could play it as well if he wanted to, I guess. But it's like their go-to hero when they play against Puck. They really like that hard lockdown from the Earth Spike and the Hex. Makes his laning a lot more difficult. There's actually kill threat there. Life Stealer. Obviously a really good core matchup against the Druid. Lots of life steal from the bear. Lane's pretty well up against Doom as well. So I think this is a really good pick actually for Godsent.
Oh yeah, and
I like this a lot.
probably one of the most important things as well is that it can just pop in the rage and then dodge the disruptor glimpse as well. So a bit of glimpse proofing, always nice.
Yeah, that's good. It's really good against both the supports, to be honest, the Lion and the Disruptor. So really good life stealer game all round, to be honest. But at least they have ways of killing him off. You know, they've got the Static Storm before he gets Rage off. They've got the Doom. They've got good lockdown to try and catch him off from the Lion. So it's not necessarily like a really free life stealer game, but it does look good.
OKC was on the 4 anchors squad with Trixie and Martu. Was that 4 anchors, or was that 3 anchors, 2 Aegises, or did that not have... No, that didn't have OKC in it. That was...
Radiant team pick.
Can't remember who played it. Oh yeah, I think that was Jerax and Martu where they were trying to play for WSG. That was amusing. They didn't make it.
I wonder what they want to pick here to lane up against the Druid. Whether they want to put the Puck off lane or the Puck 4. I would assume it's going to be a 4, but I'm not 100% sure. Actually, when you see this line, you're like, okay, well, let's just not play it as a core. Makes it pretty difficult.
5 seconds remaining.
They need some like beefy frontliner, it feels like.
Let me take a sip of my drink and think of... Oh, apparently I don't get a chance. I'm just going to go for the Beast Blast just straight up. Okay.
Okay. It's pretty good hero. I don't mind this choice.
Oh,
When
just
you
for the
have
update,
such good-
by the way. So game 1 I had tea. Game 2 I had water. Game 3 I had chocolate milk. Game 4 I had
Choose your
LSD.
hero.
And game 5 I'm now onto a shandy.
Ah,
So
Just keep
an
going.
update, yeah. Just see what happens. I'm worried what happened because I definitely don't have many more drinks left in the house, but we'll see. Anyways, we're gonna have the Clinks picked up as Chicken Fighter's final pickup here, and that seems pretty good for me. You know, they don't have a tremendous amount of catch on the side of Godsent beyond the Raw and beyond the Puck. It does seem a little bit difficult. So let's see what Clinks can make of this.
my only worry for this Clinks is that he absolutely melts if they ever get on top of him.
That's true.
Like, there's a Puck, there's an ET as well. There's like a Beastmaster Raw, there's an RP. There's a lot of lockdown to be able to control this Clinks. And I'm worried that if this Doom doesn't have a good lane, they've got nobody that can just like make plays on the map. Like, the Clinks and the Lone Druid both need a little bit of time, right? The Clinks can run around and be really aggressive, but it's difficult for him to do that with a +1 and like be stealthily, like stealth about it, right?
Yeah.
He wants to be running around himself really to try and make the plays, but all 3 of the cores on the other team are like really tanky and difficult to kill. So it'll be interesting to see how much he can get done with the Clinks this game.
Yeah, expecting big things. I mean, their draft does seem pretty much based around this this Clinks, and we'll see. I mean, this isn't a hero we're particularly used to seeing. I don't think anybody's been playing a particular amount, so Chicken Fires definitely have that surprise aspect on their side.
I think I prefer Godsent's draft, but I think if they can do like decently in the lanes on Chicken Fighters, I think they might be able to have that aggressive potential to pull ahead. Like this line and Disruptor can like make aggressive plays on the map if they're given the space. I just worry that they're going to get it taken away from them like really quickly.
I gotta say, shout out to Milan for the strong branding there by making chicken noises the moment they start the game. That's a very strong branding decision. I appreciate that.
Yeah, good life choices.
Agreed. Is this Magnus going to be a good life choice though? Because we saw how much did they play this in the minor actually? I think it got picked a decent amount at the start and then just started getting banned out. It's one of those periods which got picked a tiny bit and banned a hell of a lot.
I'll go and have a look actually. It's a good question.
Please do.
Let's have a look. So, picks and bans. So I need to do it for this month, so it doesn't include the qualifiers. So where's Magnus? Magnus was picked 9 times and banned 7 times.
Oh, okay.
So not a massive involvement. He had a really bad win rate, actually.
Yeah, I thought he did. I thought he had a bad win rate. I didn't realize he wasn't banned that much. I thought he was banned quite a lot. But there you go. So, yeah. Wish is going to be trying to play in the middle lane. That's going to be laning up versus the Clinks, or... No, actually, it looks like it's going to be the Druid in the middle lane. That could be really rough. Druid...
I think it's better than the Clinks up against the Mag. I think Mag just absolutely destroys him in terms of CS if the Clinks goes there. Where at least the Lone Druid, when he gets to like level 3, he can might have a chance of getting some CS against the Empower.
Mm.
And you put the... as I say, you put the Clinks against the Beastmaster instead of the Lone Druid, which is probably a bit better for their safe lane as well.
Yep.
How much bear does the damage do at level 1 now?
How much bear does the damage do?
How much damage does the bear do at level 1?
You've been casting for too long, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Base.
oh, come on. Click. Just a little to the side. Click on the bear. Yeah, thank you. 20? Well, plus the quelling blade damage, I guess. But that's nowhere near as much as I thought. Goodness me.
Yeah, it used to be 25, and then they've just recently reduced it. So, what time are you at the moment in game, by the way?
03, 04, 05, 06. Saberlight getting hit a little bit, but running back under the tower. Meanwhile, up at top, Supreme and the Seneko running around hand in hand. 15, 16, 17, 18.
I'm really far behind you.
Ooh. Catch up, boy.
I'm trying. I'm refreshing, and I'm still like 10 seconds behind.
Oh.
18.
Alright, so...
Jesus.
Oh dear, I'm on 30, 31. Anyway, Charlie and Wish battling it out in the middle lane. The Empower going to be helping Wish an awful lot when it comes to trying to secure CS, though. Did mess up that range creep a little. Oh, and rolled low on the melee creep as well, but not a great secure there either. So, Wish, well, he's struggling a little bit, but should end up doing better than the Druid in theory. But we'll see. I mean, maybe the Druid can play his way around it. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, Snako dropped actually pretty low. But it's Noya who's run off with the creeps here. Being very annoying, pulling the creeps around, getting that safe XP for the Beastmaster. There's actually a courier waiting under the tower here as well, which gets pinged out by someone. Not even sure. I think that was a puck pinging that one out. As he's actually taking a lot of damage. The stun comes through and just, melting him a little bit. But Boogie comes back in order to secure these creeps. And they're looking at Seneko right now, but I don't really think that's going to be a kill. Although, Noya's not backing off. Snake has a stunt, gonna use it. Puck in some trouble. Seneko, though, just going for the TP out, and he should make this. Yep, Noya unable to get the second CS off. Right click off, and that means that he's gonna get himself out. All the way back to base, actually, so he's gonna be gone for a long time. We'll see if the Clinks can withstand being in that lane by himself. Meanwhile, OKC are getting run down by Milan and Saberlight. He gets into the trees, but Ira comes over to chase them off. Get off my support, Doom. Yeah, demon. Where are you at now, Mofaro?
I'm still trying to catch up.
Okay.
So
Watch
give me
faster, idiot.
seconds.
Have you tried clicking the live button?
Hang on.
Alright, I'm hanging on. Lone Druid is disconnected,
you just
so you've
keep
got a bit
going.
of time. Yeah, we're at a pause time now, so solo pause time. It's the dream. Talking of dream, Supreme is living the dream up here in the top lane. Well, no, he's not. He's actually doing terribly on CS, but well, actually, it's really close on CS across the board, but no denies. That's the pity part. Every other core has a deny, but not the Clinks. Very sad. But still, 9-0 is not that bad. A narrow lead for the Beastmaster at 11 and 2, but all in all, it's pretty even across the board. No lane really has a huge advantage. I would imagine. I don't know. It feels like there's big kill potential from the Lion and the Clinks if they get someone caught. Just unleashing with strafe might be an option, but you always want to grab that Ghost Walk point as the Clinks early on, so that might not happen.
I need you to tell me when they start unpausing, please.
They've
so that I
started
know before
unpausing.
we
They have
sync.
unpaused.
Oh dear. Right, I'm gonna restart. I'll be back in a minute, okay?
See ya. So, Era making the most of life down in the bottom lane. Again, it doesn't feel like they've got much to deal with Lifestealer. He's got that rage. He's actually holding his points, but he can level rage whenever he wants to just to get rid of Milan's get through his kinetic field. If they want to be aggressive, he can get a point in open wounds, or if he just wants to farm up more, he can go for another point in feast. Get that attack speed as well, which is really, really potent on Lifestealer right now. Noya fighting with Seneko once again. Noya's right-click damage is pretty severe. Lion can't really deal with that one too well. Quite a squishy boy. Nothing with Lion. Like, you see this hero with all his stuns and his disables, and you think, man, this hero should be pretty good in lane. Just disable heroes, set up for kills, but unfortunately he just trades so poorly that it makes it very hard. Especially with the Mana Steal as well, you know, it just baits you into thinking it's a really good pick, but unfortunately the hero does struggle. And that is Charlie trying really hard not to have to resummon his bear in that mid. I hope the Magnus didn't just kill it there. Supreme just calmly farming up the top lane as Wish. Jumping in between the mid lane and this little jungle camp here. He's actually going to the second jungle camp. That's surprising. Maybe the harass from the druid is getting a bit severe or something. I'm not too sure. Or maybe just trying to be efficient. Still, I'm not sure I like that so much. You can contest really easily with Magnus, so by going into the jungle, you're not just getting yourself a little bit extra farm, but you're allowing the enemy to take those creeps uncontested. And now Charlie's just going across to this camp here as well. So Charlie's actually pushing it in, going to a hard camp. He's getting way more from this than the Magnus is. This CS chart is misleading, and he's just going to jump back in and keep on farming here. And the Magnus just letting him do this. So this is a full-on retreat from the lane from Magnus. I don't know why you would do that until things get really dire, but like he was actually fine in that lane, maybe even leading.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So, okay, see it on the run here. He's only got an Iron Branch to his name right now, so it does take a lot of damage when Milan drops those thunder strikes on top of him. Meanwhile, the bounty runes will spawn, and it's going to be 3 going the way of Godsent, and only 1 being picked up by Milan on the chicken
Radiant's
fighters.
middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, Charlie looking for those phase boots first. Casual Blightstone as well. He's just absolutely dominating this middle lane. The Magnus has actually gone back to base. Might have caught him out with a root here. I'm not too sure, but this is Charlie leading on the net worth chart.
Radiant are scanning.
All right, well, look at this net worth chart so far. The Clinks has been struggling a little bit up in that top lane, but the Beastmaster also not doing fantastically. So it seems like nobody's been doing good in the top lane. Meanwhile, Milan is just being jumped upon right now, and the sleep is going to come in. Milan, despite the noise sounding, he doesn't manage to get himself away, and with the rage leveled up from Ira, he should be able to chase Milan down. That'll be a first blood, nearly 6 minutes into the game. It goes to Milan. That's costly. That never feels too great. Meanwhile, Soneko being chased down by Boars. He could be in some trouble if Noya can close the gap here. Noya, does he have the orb? Yes, he does. Soneko should go down here. That's going to be a second kill now for Godsent. And they're looking towards Supreme as well, but that's not really going to be a kill. Just looking for the harass with the axes there, Boogie. Charlie, again, just punishing Wish for daring to come back into his lane. The root's coming out. He's like, I could RP you, but I'm not gonna. But just let you know I could if I wanted to, if I was so inclined. I think he actually got that last hit with the Empower, with the splash damage there, which is pretty funny. Snake taking some hits from the boar, poison boar. I feel like whoever designed the Beastmaster's boars has never been outside and doesn't know how boars work. I mean, boars do not spit. Boars are not poisonous. Where in God's name did anybody get that idea from? Unless you just have zero idea about animal anthropology or anything like that. Sneko is chasing down him with the flaming orb searing arrow, not quite able to connect onto Boogie. Boogie will survive, and Sneko still dropping it. Boogie really wants to cancel this out, and he might actually get the kill. He will, but what's it going to cost him? Supreme needs one more, but he hits level 6, gets the roar off. Boogie's still on the run. There's that damn creep keeping on chasing, but Noya comes in from behind and finds a kill onto Supreme. Boogie survives the whole damn thing and takes 2 chicken fighters down with him. Fantastic plays from Boogie up in the top lane. Stomp comes in, but Milan dodges nicely, and now with the glimpse back, but the RP comes through, allowing Wish to just catch up nice and easily here. Milan trying to get around him. Beautiful blocks, despite having that Thunder Strike on him, and OK Sia says, OK Sia, Milan. Well, they might be losing this middle lane. They might have been losing the top lane previously, but Godsent are making it up in buckets with these aggressive movements across the map here. 5-0 currently. Drawing this net worth gold slightly in their favor, but not by much, because of course the lane advantage was previously in Chicken Fighter's favors, but now this Lifesteal is just farming up peacefully all by himself, and there's a lot of pressure being put on Supreme. This might turn into a bit of an advantage more than the little it is so far for Godsent if they can keep up this pace here. I feel like Chicken Fighters need to start responding. They need to get some kills of their own right now. They haven't actually been able to draw any blood just yet. Oh, okay. Saberlight kills Era. No problems, no biggies. Is Doom down? Doom is certainly down. Alright. We're checking skills. It's fine. You know, I'm sure a lot of us wanted to see that skill and what it does, but... Meanwhile, Puck in some trouble. The roar comes out onto the Clinks, and he's going to get dropped. Supreme once again dying up in the top lane. Very quickly dropped there, but well caught. Now Charlie just sitting up here, but with the Lifestealer in this lane, this isn't actually someone who Charlie can really, like, bully. Lifestealer's just going to chonk away at the bear and heal up really easily. And also, I'm very scared for this Chicken Fighters team with the start Lifestealer's had and now being empowered as well. They're a team which needs to start looking for kills.
Alright, what time are we on?
No, bloody hell, you're back. 50, 48, 49, 50.
Jesus, I'm only 7 seconds behind.
Okay.
I'm getting there.
I don't know why I'm so far ahead. Anyway. Saberlight, Milan, Saneko. Oh, smoke is popped. They need to go now. There's daytime vision now out onto Boogie as well. Let's see what they can do. But Ira, it's a trap. They're coming in from behind. OKCN, Ira leading the charge in. Milan's in some trouble. The sleep comes down. And there comes a Puck, but he's actually getting frogged up and he's not able to get the tower aggro off him. Oh, never mind. Yes, he is just at the end there. So he's going to be able to find this kill and then look for more. Coil comes out onto Saberlight. Saberlight needs to finish the kill, tries to go for the stomp, but doesn't quite manage it. Meanwhile, his courier gets killed off. Saberlight turns around, looks towards the mag instead. Wish on the run. He has the RP, but can he drop it? Will he drop it? Yes, he will. Use it onto the Lone Druid and his bearers. Another stomp comes through. Noya comes sailing on through. They should be able to finish off. Charlie blocks himself with the tree a little bit there and does get brought down at last, but Noya will also die for this one. Meow Saneko misses the stun. Meanwhile, Godsent still playing around here, and they've got a roar, and they want to use it. Do they have the vision? They do get it down a little bit late, however, and now they can start unloading onto the Lifestealer. Era's in some trouble. They miss with the stun, but the finger does not miss. It gets the kill down Out goes Ira, and that will be a successful fight for Chicken Fighters in the end, despite losing a couple of heroes at the start. Getting that lifestealer is really, really important for them, and they will be happy about finding some small victory in here at the very last. They're finding themselves not just 1, but 3 kills on the board. How's it going, Mo?
What time are we on?
21, 22,
Jesus.
23. Do you want me just to pause and catch up with you?
You can, but I don't think that's the problem. I think it's something on my end.
Yeah, but if I pause, then I'll be running at the same time as you. Or will it keep on buffering?
I have a feeling it's going to keep doing it. We can try if you like. I can tell you where...
I mean, I want to stay live, though, so I probably won't.
Okay. One sec.
Are scanning.
You do what you can, Pumpkin. Navi... Sorry, Chicken Fighters, once again, smoked up, looking for some action. Looking for a sweet piece of A, and they're going to find the puck. Doom comes down onto the Magnus, in fact, who doesn't have Doom. Sorry, RP. So I find it interesting they choose to go onto the Mag, who they are not actually able to finish off. And Neuer's got to get himself away as well. Supreme's still chasing. Needs a little bit more. Does he have an ultimate? He does not. Neuer easily dodging out the searing arrow and getting himself to safety. Wish just comes straight back in. He's got that RP in 20 seconds, but they've already taken down this tier 1 tower in the middle lane. So it looks like Chicken Fighters going to be happy enough with how this has gone so far. But they are grouped up. They're not being very efficient with their farm right now, and they will start losing gold if they don't start to make more convincing plays than that. They need a kill, they need a tower, but still bring down the tier 1 mid tower. It is very important.
Dire's bottom
And they unload. They have the catch. They have the jump. Milan and Supreme unleashing hell onto Era. Charlie comes in as well just to help out. They will bring him down. I'm not sure if that was an invis rune or just really nice placement from the Disruptor. Really not sure. If we could check the logs, that'd be useful, but I think it was
Don't worry, I'm
just
the
pretty good
replay
placement.
system. What was the question?
Oh, did Disruptor have an invis rune, or was he just placed?
Yeah,
really
he does.
Well?
Yeah, he
Okay. Oh dear. Lyon might be sent back to Lyon, which is a province in France, where they bury people who have been killed. No, I was kidding. That last bit wasn't true, but he does get killed. Saneko dropped another kill for Godsent here. A very fast-paced game right now. They're just going around the map, fighting each other, ganking each other, getting his kills, getting some towers. And Ira is just trying to keep his cool throughout it all, getting himself that armlet as quickly as possible so that he can join in these fights. And I'm worried for Chicken Fighters once that happens, because this Rage Lifestealer is going to be really tough to control up. If he can find targets in the fights, which I believe he can, onto the Bear, onto the Doom, and he's just going to start munching through heroes. It's going to be up to Clinks to control the backlines and able to isolate the Lifestealer, and that's how they've got to win these fights. Because I don't think there's a chance for them to just go on the Lifestealer and bring him down in time. Even with a Doom on him, I don't think he cares that much.
Alright, give me a time.
13, 14,
Right.
15. We here?
No.
No, okay. Keep on trying, buddy.
I
We
told
all
you, I'm
believe in
the
you.
replay. I'm the replay system anyway. It's
Alright,
fine.
you're replay. Fine, fine.
I'm like the... You know you get like the 4th official in a football game?
Yeah. Oh, they're looking onto Era again, but they don't quite get off the ultimate. Milan just lets him walk out of it. Era now just chunked through Milan. Uh-oh. That was a mistake. Supreme going to fire 1 or 2 arrows Era's way, but realizing this gank is well and truly done with, he will retreat back under his tower. Oh, Milan drops the sorry, but that's going to be a sore one. That's a big mistake. Oh, okay. Another day, another Doom. Saberlight says hi to, now he sees these creeps and goes, God damn, there's Boogie's here, isn't he? I'm gonna be honest, I'm not sure about these Dooms. They seem questionable. Imagine he's going to come back. He's going to have RP if they just want to bring down Saberlight, which I imagine they will. Oh, they dropped the Roar. Now a bunch of other heroes bringing them back. He's got RP if he wants to use it, but he's hexed up for the time being. But Snakeo's going to die. Can he save Saberlight, though? Saberlight made his way up onto the high ground. Stomp's going to come out, and it is going to land. Saberlight's in trouble, but Charlie's right behind him. Popping that ultimate, running themselves forwards. Godsent needs to get themselves out now. Can they get the glimpse off? Can they find themselves any kind of kill here? Maybe a root, maybe something. That wasn't a glimpse. That was an orb, which he's not going to jump to. Godsent are retreating successfully here. Chicken Fighters left wanting. Oof. Alright, well. We are back to square one now for Chicken Fighters. I still think they have this gank-based lineup, but they seem to trust in Charlie's ability to keep on farming, as he's got himself that Philosopher's Stone as well. What does his bear have? I think we hold him for a second there. If you could check Mo Farah what his bear has, that'd be helpful.
The Lone Druid has a Philosopher's Stone on his hero.
Yeah. What about his bear?
I didn't see the bear. Bad replay system, dude. That's all I'm
this
saying.
is a very, very budget replay system I've got.
It's not
here.
not very effective.
What happened in that fight, my man? Who knows? I wasn't watching.
I don't know. I'll tell you in a second when I've watched it.
Well, Godsent are coming in. Now, this is actually pretty unconventional for these days. Infesting in the Magnus to start the fight. I mean, he does have the blink, but... And here we go, jumping onto Milan. Milan is going to be the target, and he's going to be brought down quickly as well. And then look over to Sableye as well. Sableye's going to be the second kill up. He's going to come out onto him, and there's not much hope of survival right now. Charlie trying to make his way over and do something, and the Roar kind of come in, save for a little bit, but the counter Roar, it's much bigger, it's much stronger. Boogie roars louder and gets the kill onto Sableye. And Charlie can but watch. Him and his panda quivering behind that tier 1 tower as his teammates are murdered in front of his very eyes. Godsent in a dominant position right now with these empowers, with the damage, with the blink dagger now on the Magnus complete, getting themselves 2 kills, a perfect reveal, and now a tier 1 tower for them as well.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Okay, we have a timing on the Chicken Fighters. The Desolator has picked up on the Clings. This could be something they can work around, something they can work into. Meanwhile, Mag finds the third tier 2 item for their team, actually. Blasting through them very quickly indeed. Only took them under 3 minutes to get them all. Chicken Fighters, they're looking for something right now. They seem to think they're in Roshan, but they're not. They're going to go in. Nothing getting popped just yet. OKCS sends his Remnant forwards just to check things out. Did it proc onto anybody? I don't think it did. We'll see in a second.
Radiant are scanning.
Vision is so few and far between, but Chicken Fighters are really just dodging these scans, but Godsent, they knew exactly what was up. And now they smoke themselves. Jumping forward, Sableye might be the target here. He doesn't feel that tanky with this Lifestealer in the game. It's only a 1k gold advantage, to be honest, but it feels like so much more. If the Clings gets caught, this could be really bad. Seneko, or even worse, perhaps, and they are going to be able to get the Annihilation out onto both the supports. Cooped up and brought down like chickens to a fox. Now Sableye will turn around, get the Doom off onto the Magnus. No RP for this fight, but I really don't think it matters, as they're just going to rip through Sableye all the same. Now the Roar comes out onto the low Druid. They've got the real bad boy in the back lines. They'll run him down. 4-5 heroes running into him, and they are going to be able to rip through this lone Druid as well. Charlie finished off. That is 4 heroes dead. Supreme, he just got out of there the moment those supports dropped. He knew exactly what happened. Once those supports are dead, your control is gone. Your team fight is lost. That was a bit of a disaster. And look how much damage this Lifestealer got off here. He's just completely uncontrolled, uncontested, anything. He just wrecks through these fights. No problems at all. 5,100 damage. They might go on to Era here if they get... Okay, they'll just kill the courier instead. Why not?
Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under
Boogie,
attack.
Wish, Neuer, all up in the top lane, pushing it in right now. They're looking for a tier 2. They're challenging Chicken Fighters to come out and, well, fight them. Chicken Fighters, though, they are really not interested.
Dire's top tower has
They need their items. They need a break in this game, really. Again, you know, the net worth distance isn't actually that insane. You know, it's only a 3k advantage for Godsent. But it's the nature of the draft, the nature of this Lifestealer. This Lifestealer is just really unstoppable. And now they jump in, immediately RP out onto the lone Druid. The axes, the damage, they finish him off so quickly. Neuer, he's going to get the kill onto Charlie. And, well, they get a return kill at least. Nothing's fancy use for this one, just Supreme dropping the ultimate and grabbing the kill. But he needs to run himself out now because Zera's just chasing him. But we'll be safe enough back here. actually staying around for a couple of these creeps. He's got his team behind him. I'm surprised Milan and Sneko are just happy to run up and down this cliff here. I would have felt like they want to be more sneaky, but they know what's going on here. It is a Roshan attempt, and without the Druid up for 16 seconds, it seems like a very tasty Rosh fight. Eldritine should be able to make his way over quickly. It's not that quick. They might be able to get themselves in and contest this one. Saberlight taken to the front lines, and he's going to run to interrupt the Rosh fight at the very least. Druid is back. He can TP into the shrine. He's actually TPing to the tier 2 tower to clear out that creep wave. And they're pinging it, and they're saying, well, I mean, if we go now, we've got an opportunity. Both teams do not want to give up Roshan, so I feel like we're going to be in a little bit of a bind right now. Both teams looking to keep the other way from Roshan. And well, if you can't do Roshan and I can't do Roshan, then nobody does Roshan. And we just get back to farming. Defenses will be up, though. Problem is, Klinks needs to get more of those solo kills to be relevant, right? He needs to be able to pick off OKC more than just once, and the risk reward is so damn high. Like, if you get caught on a ward going forward for one of those kills whilst nothing else is happening on the map, you are probably dead. Like, you're just gonna get blinked on. They're not afraid to RP him. They're not afraid to raw him. You know, the two big spells. And even the Tether, to be honest, like, he doesn't have a BKB. He's not going for a BKB, so the lockdown is going to be there. And the Klinks is going to die if he gets caught out going for any solo kills. So the only way you can do it is if there's already something else going on. And you can see Godsent once again thinking, well, if we can just maybe get back into Roshan. And Chicken Fighters are not in a good position to defend this one. So leaving Roshan this low, but hell, they seem to think something is going on. This is definitely the movements of a team which thinks they're being smoke ganked. They are suspicious. But maybe they see these heroes up at top and they go, oh, okay, maybe we were right after all. Disruptor has now been given the the Philosopher's Stone. Milan's like, please, I can get my Aghanim's. It's a timing. We can work towards it. Let's have a look over to Roche now. I really feel like Chicken Fighters have let this one go. Like, if no one's showing on the map to them, they're moving like they're being smoke ganked, and then they stop moving like they're being smoke ganked. It means, okay, they're doing Roshan, and we're kind of okay to let that happen. It gives us space on the map. Maybe we can hit some timings. Maybe we can just hold high ground for a while and wait to get to a different timing in the game. And with that, Roshan will fall Aegis into the hands of the Lifestealer. Godsent, whilst things have slowed down for them a lot, it's really not a super convincing game here, but they are in the lead, and they always have been, and it feels like they always will be. Supreme just tries to come in and quickly finish off that bottom tower, but with the Fortify coming out, they need to get themselves away. There's a lot of heroes making their way over. Era, OKC, running them down. And Supreme sees OKC, and he'll be able to grab this one quickly just before the stomp comes off. Thank God as well, because if that stomp did come off, then it's probably lights out for Supreme. Don't think he would be surviving that one once the other heroes got in with the lockdown, so... Meanwhile, they still just wait for Charlie to farm up, and there really seems to be not much rush for Chicken Fighters. They seem to believe in Charlie's carry ability. Carry potential. The carryometer.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And the bottom tower shall fall. Godsent. They are putting on the pressure. They are knocking on Chicken's doors. Or the Chicken's coop, should I say. And the Chicken coop is empty. They are not home right now. Or maybe they are. Maybe they're looking for something. Saberlight's leading the charge up onto the high ground to try and force back Godsent here. And this is going to be a very nice glimpse. Bringing back that Elder Titan. And ET, he's brought home. He's dead. Although Era, he's in a great position here as he comes around the backlines. Meanwhile, the Doom comes out onto the Magnus once again, but they can't seem to finish him off. Meanwhile, Era's ripped through the backlines, killed off Sneko. Sneko buys back. Meanwhile, the coil comes out, but actually misses onto everybody, and now in comes the ultimate from Milan. Grabs a kill, TP's away. Can he live? Yes, he can. Era cannot find another one. That's going to be two heroes from Godsent dead right now. A buyback is used from Sneko. But it looks like they're going to put an end to this one. They saved their bottom tier 2 tower for now, although Lifestealer and Wish are still here. They haven't left just yet. They've still got this Aegis and the Lifestealer as well. There's only one way to kill him, and that is if you kill everybody else first. Magnus has a BKB now as well. Didn't get to use it in the last fight as he got doomed up. Gotta feel bad for him, but a small break for Chicken Fighters, but not sure how much they'll be able to capitalize upon it. Only had 6 gold loss for them, actually. They lost 6 gold. Hera just whacking away at this tower, and Chicken Fighters say, you know what? Have it. Have it. It's too hard for us to do anything. We don't have our ultimates, and once they have their ultis down, it's very tricky for Chicken Fighters to make moves, but when these ultis come back up again, I can maybe see them going for something. Ooh, okay, sees that sentry ward go down, but he's still thinking about this one. Meanwhile, Milan does get dropped, so kind of feel like the Clades could have done something there whilst Milan was distracting them, but decides against it, lets himself fall. Poor Disruptor. Still making a decent way to it. I mean, who cares if he's dead? He's got a Philosopher's Stone. He's going to keep burning gold in the grave. Not a big deal, right? Basher actually on the Lifestealer as he's going towards that Abyssal Blade. That's going to be a terrifying pickup for them.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And look at him go. Crimson Guard? What Crimson Guard? Hera can whack through it all the same. Down it goes, and with it the tower as well. Tier 2 dropped, and all of a sudden there's no more outer towers left from Chicken Fighters. Their map is getting starved out. All that's left is that shrine. And they'll have to take high ground if they want to grab that. It's a small bastion of hope along with the bottom outpost. Let's see what happens here. Charlie's waiting in the trees. They seem to know exactly where all of Godsent are. Disruptor leads the charge, actually, onto that high ground behind them. Just over to the right. Milan Supreme holding hands, taking his clinks for a walk. Like a very snappy chihuahua. He's small, but if you let him go, he's going to chomp away at people. And there's the Aegis gone. Meanwhile, Chicken Fighters, look at them. They are all here. And this is Seneko pinging them right now, saying, they're going to come. They're going to come. I'm sure of it. But it's not happening. Godsent are just not in the neighborhood. They're backed out. They're gathered up. Maybe looking for a smoke of their own here, but this is now a retreat from Chicken Fighters. You know, they say, all right, they've clearly sussed us here. Let's just go farm. You know, let's just go hit some creeps. And we've now got tier 3 neutral items as well, which they haven't quite got all of, but now they have. There you go. Clinks finds them both, a telescope and a greater fairy fire. Disruptor really close to that Agams, to be honest. A little stone really does help out. Hello, sir.
Give me a time.
35, 36, 37.
Oh, I'm so close now.
All right, it'll do. It'll do.
I'll try my best.
Yeah.
I'll just let you cast the fight, and then I'll give you my opinion on it afterwards.
You can analyze. Can Chicken Fighters win? Ask someone in the chat. Anybody can win, and it's just a really uphill battle for them, though. But they're really relying on this druid to be farmed, and they're farming at a really good rate. It has to be said. They're getting money in their belts, into their pockets.
The problem is when you play this druid, right, you want the druid to be ahead of the enemies like 1-2, right, so you can play this tempo game with it, but this from what I've seen, this Magnus is really difficult for them to deal with in fights. They basically just doom him and then pretend he's not there.
Yeah, that does seem to be the case. But then they still have the ultimates to drop down, they still have the coil, they still have the roar. And another greater fairy fire found. Seems to be a verdant day for the fairy fires, doesn't it?
Yeah, it feels like we've had like both
coil
teams
coming out. They're controlling up the Disruptor for now, but Disruptor actually has a Yule, so turns around and just holds back Era. Milan's on the run, and he might actually escape this one. Oh, never mind. Oh, no! Oh, beautiful stun from Seneko, holding them back and saving Milan's life. Thank you, brother. Chickens in arms get themselves away. Oh, that was close.
What a sick stun by Seneca, actually.
Yeah.
Like, clips them both in the width, within the same width. That was
Really
perfect
clutch.
as it gets, to be honest.
Yep, downright beautiful. They're still continuing to play his bottom side of the map, but Charlie now realizing that he definitely needs to get himself away. Ira, the monster lifestealer, making his way over. Now with that silence sword of his own. Super annoying item.
When this disruptor gets axed, by the way, I just don't. That could be like the big game changer this time. I think. Like
Well,
that item
got
is
it.
so crazily good.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And they smoke up. Milan, just wait for your chicken. Wait like 2 seconds, guys. There we go. He's got it. But I think they spotted it with a hawk. I'm not sure. There was a hawk nearby. I'm just not sure its range was quite enough to see him. Doesn't look like it was, because the Lifestealer's still farming here alone. This is the best catch they could possibly get, but he's TPing away. They don't have the vision to get the glimpse off, or they're still way too far away. So once again, chicken fighters just get absolutely red. I mean, this is problematic, right?
Yeah, this is. They're not finding the pickoffs with the Doom that they really need.
Every time chicken fighters try to smoke out, they just get read perfectly by Godsent. Like, Godsent seem to know exactly where they are on the map every second.
The thing that I would say is that at least the two supports on the Dire side scale pretty well. Like, they both have really good GPM talents. So, if they go, like, really late, at least these support heroes can get some, like, really key items.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That will come into effect eventually. And it looks like we're heading that way, as we've never really had any huge advantage. I mean, Godsent have looked stronger pretty much the entire game, but chicken fighters have never had a chance to play their game. They got one fight where they managed to get exactly what they wanted, and that was more because Puck kind of messed up the coil, and there were some questionable spell usages which allowed them to feel that way. But I think in a straight-up team fight, chicken fighters don't feel that good unless they get the jumps they want. That involves the Clinks being on the backlines. That involves the Clinks killing off the, you know, the Puck, or more likely the Elder Titan. He's his big target.
This Clinks, I don't know, it just feels like it's not doing enough, though. Like, I don't know. This hero still feels a little bit underwhelming to me. Just in general. I guess when it goes
yeah.
ultra late, he has potential to just blow people up. But
Oh yeah, you definitely have this a lot. I think until about like 15 to 30 minutes, you're often one of the strongest heroes in the game. And then for about 30 to 45, you feel very, very weak. But the moment you get that 25 talent, you become a super strong hero again.
wait, what's the 25 talent?
Split shot.
Oh yeah.
It's, yeah, it's insane.
Dire are
You basically just double your damage output with a talent, which is pretty bonkers for a right-clicking hero.
I think the Radiant have just been stacking up
Okay,
armor,
we're
though.
gonna look at Roshan as they make the jump forward. One hero has died. I don't know who it is. What the hell was that? Ira gets himself Milan and Seneko brought down immediately with what I imagine was a blink in and coil and infest bomb. But Roshan seemed really hyped about it, so that was also cool. Supreme, meanwhile, around the back. I'm wondering what if he does anything about this. Maybe sends some soldiers into the pit for good luck.
The good luck soldiers.
Yep. Maybe they can get the last hit on Roshan or something. Who knows? Alrighty. Well, 35 minutes in, and then Aegis and a cheese in the hands of Godsent make things very scary for the chicken fighters indeed. They will need to pull something out of the bag here to pull this one back onto track for them. They've got to survive out the Aegis timing. This is no easy feat. If Clinks can just be a menace and find kills on the backlines and get himself away easily.
I don't know how he finds these kills on the backlines though that you're talking about, because there's, we talked about in the draft, there's so much control just to deal with him, right? So no matter who he goes on, as long as they're within touching distance of each other, if they focus the Clinks, that's so much of the damage from the Dire just gone in the team fight straight away.
Well, they have found somebody, and it is going to be the Beastmaster. And they'll even commit the Doom for this one, but I think that's absolutely fine. When you're trying to wait out an Aegis, it is absolutely fine to use a Doom like that. Yeah,
An
and
extra 200 gold as well for the Clinks for the little creep kill. So that's something.
delicious. They've also got a gem on the Doom, interestingly.
Yeah, it's all about just making sure they don't have the complete vision control on the Beastmaster with the Hawks. Like if you're like trying to walk around as like 3 or 4 and there's a Hawk just sitting on top of you that you don't know about, it's so detrimental.
Yeah. $23-9 is the scoreline currently, with just dwindling down to 2k gold advantage for Godsent. It really did change just on a dime there. When you get that one killed, you open up the map for yourself. It changes a lot. It really does change the pace.
I think this Puck Ags is going to be a big problem for the Dire side though as well. Like that's the big one where all of a sudden like these really squishy supports basically just don't have a play. Or like even the Lone Druid.
Yep, it's an awkward situation. I mean that Beastmaster kill is so key. Like that one pickoff just delays the game so massively for chicken fights. It just stops Godsent from really doing anything they want. Now they're in the position where they can maybe get active again, but their lanes are pushed in because the kill's on the other side of the map. Well, in the river. It just meant that chicken fighters could immediately turn that into pushing out waves, and now it's really annoying for Godsent to try and go for any kind of high ground action because they've got to push in every single wave, make sure bottom's pushed out, make sure they got the outpost controlled. It's a big ask. But they will sort of try to shepherd chicken fighters into the areas of the map they want. Control them up as best they can. But Clinks is sitting on 4k gold right now. He can nearly buy up a full Orchid.
He's doing okay. I'm really unsure at what point they think they're going to be like a stronger force. I feel like Druid needs so many more slots to actually be able to fight this Lifestealer. Like Lifestealer is just innately a good core matchup against the Druid, right? It's really difficult for the Druid to try and handle that.
Yeah, but it was never about killing the Lifestealer in a one-on-one. It's about killing his team on the backlines, and you need the Druid to have the farm to be able to just fight into the Lifestealer, whilst the Clinks does the dirty on the supports and on the backline defense, the controllers. Easier said than done, though, for sure. Again, game getting a little bit quiet now, but kind of eerily so. You know something's going to happen. But then...
Yeah, I love when people are like Supreme there just doing, you know, like they're just trying to extend the game, like you say, right? Just for as long as they can to get some key items up. Because they know they're not strong enough to fight them at the moment. So any kind of like split pushing or wave clearing, like just skipping waves is just such a good way to do that.
Absolutely.
I think they're taking out every single ward as well because of this gem on the Beastmaster.
Yeah, gem on Beastmaster is very strong, but the Doom's had the gem the whole time as well, so...
Yeah, but when you have like Elder Titan as well,
Ira's
like,
just like, alright, my Aegis is running out, onto the high ground I must go.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
But this Aegis is pretty close to running out, so... He basically doesn't have one. I think it's a couple more seconds before it goes. Can't tell exactly, and Chicken Fighters might just be waiting out that timing. Let's see if they are on the clock here. Whether they're going to let it go for free. Does look like they're just going to let them retreat. Man, Charlie really likes to just sit in trees, doesn't he?
Dire's bottom tower is
Wait for creeps to come to me. Alright, here we go. 40 minutes. Once again, we shall be seeing these tier 4 items. It's going to be Havoc Hammer on the Lifestealer, a Witless Shaco for Supreme. Probably doesn't want that for himself. Probably should hand that across to... oh, Milan finds one. He's going to drop the ulti for him. Absolutely. Trap this Puck and bring him down. And look at the damage from Supreme. My goodness. That hurts. Double damage ain't no thang. And this will probably be a tier 2 tower, honestly. I'm wondering if they're going to try and make any pushies down in the bottom side of the map here. Boogie, Lifestealer, Elder Titan, they're all hanging out together. Best buds.
Radiant's top tower.
Supreme stepping closer to that level 25. It is a big deal.
Radiant's top
split shot, it makes a huge amount of difference to the
Dire's
way you
middle
can play
tower
as
is
Clinks.
under attack.
You suddenly change from being this single target monster to being a 2-target monster.
Radiant's
You
top
just take your
tower
hands
is
off the
under
keyboard, don't you?
Yeah, just A-click down
Let
mid,
it
hands
just
off
go to
keyboard,
town.
unzip trousers. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Don't do that. Well, I mean, do I mean, no judgment if you do that, but I mean,
Radiant's top
not when
tower
you're playing
is under
Dota, please.
attack.
I'm looking for a spell prism for the Lion or the Disruptor here as well, if they can get their hands on that.
That'd be quite poggy-woggy.
Oh.
But instead they grab the Minotaur Horn, which is on Magnus, which is very fitting, I feel. It's on brand. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Fits the law.
It does.
I respect that.
Well, I don't know. Why would he take his own... Oh, I guess Minotaurs probably hate Magnators, right? Too similar.
Ooh.
So they probably murdered all the Minotaurs, and the Magnators now carries his horn as a victory.
See, these are the
monument.
real questions
Yeah.
that
Delving
we should
deep.
be asking.
This is some slacks level shit right here. And a Havoc Hammer for the other team. It's a nice item to have on the bear, honestly, just to push people around a bit, get in people's faces, mess them up. But I think it doesn't do damage on the bear because the bear doesn't have attributes, right?
Yeah, I think that item's pretty poor, I'll be honest. I'm not
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you don't really use the active anyway, so.
I'm not a big fan of that item.
You.
But yeah, if you can just
what
buff
it
your
is.
hero up on Lone Druid, then it's not... Like, you have so many slots on Druid that when you have all these neutral items on the ground normally, like, you see he has the Ironwood Tree, like, he has this broom handle as well. Like, why not? Might as well have them in his inventory.
Yeah. Who did I use? Oh, it is good. Havoc Hammer is very good on Clockwork. That's a one hero
Yeah.
where I'm like, oh boy, this item, I actually want it. He's a strength hero, which is good, and you can use the active, which is very important. Boogie's coming in forwards here. They're not actually getting the roar straight away, and all of a sudden the bear just on top of him. He's going to have to roar the bear. That's not what you want to do. Meanwhile, in the back lines, in comes on Lifestealer. He is finding Milan, but at the same time, Supreme is wrecking Godsent supports as well. Finger out onto Lifestealer. He's not surviving this one. He's actually going to drop here. Meanwhile, the RP comes out onto the Clinks. Can he finish the job? Yes, he can, but Charlie is fighting, and Charlie is looking for more. Wish, though, coming forward. Supreme buys back. This is the get out of jail time. You need to get yourself to safety, but the glimpse comes out, but the BKB is there from the Magnus. That's a Minotaur Horn. What? Oh no. Oh no. That is actually such a good usage of that Minotaur Horn. My goodness.
I can tell you right now, Milan is going to be so annoyed.
Yeah. Get on Twitter.
RNG.
RNG items ruin the game. Thanks, Reddit.
I know Cinderin's been talking about it recently.
Yeah, a lot of the high-level players really don't like it. And also Cinderin doesn't either.
Oh. The burn. I mean, that Bloodthorn did so much work against the Lifestealer, though. It's worth pointing out. They can actually kill him now with that item. It's a good choice by Supreme. Oh, the Roche is just dying.
Ah, he's gone. Good night, Mr. Roshan. Enjoy your nap. Refresh.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm telling
even.
you what's
Hello.
happening. You've already seen it. This is...
That's okay. That's okay. We appreciate it.
That's just a refresher in the pit. Okay.
They've got it on Milan. Spoilers for you. And
that's
a
fine.
pretty big deal. What do you mean that's fine? That's bloody amazing.
It's
Two
like...
static storms with Aghanims.
What level is Milan, actually? I know he has the GPM
Gonna
talent.
be
Oh, no, he doesn't have the
22.
GPM talent yet, either. Wow.
Yeah, it's a pretty low down one. Milan tips Snake for some reason. Don't know what that's about. Some inside joke. I always like to think when someone does that, they've just made a really sick joke. A really sick burn. Wish we could tip each other.
Yeah, but you'd never get any tips, so...
What? You wouldn't tip me for that Cinderin burn? Even though I know.
Yeah,
that
actually,
Cinderin
yeah, I
is
was.
actually-
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I always like. I do like to throw out burns randomly, but I always feel bad when I haven't actually met the person because I feel like, oh, they don't really like it. Like, I actually talked about me and Lizard actually burnt Blitz a bit on the ESL Birmingham panel. You know, we were saying how he was being talent and being coach, and they were really struggling in that tournament, how that might be affecting them negatively a little bit. And he just straight up, Blitz just called me out at the after party. He was just like, heard you were talking shit. And I was like, I just kind of froze up, just like, I really didn't expect this.
I don't know. I think a lot of the talent know
Harry's
it's
on
just
DM.
in good faith.
Oh,
right?
yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't think Blitz was. In any
I think
way.
he was.
Ooh, yeah, he hates me. Made a vendetta. Well, Supreme is just on top of him right now, and the Hex comes down onto the Lifesteal. They've got a science out as well, but a beautiful ulti comes in from both teams, actually, as the RP, and they're just going to bring down Seneko, but they're still surviving through this one. Meanwhile, the doomed up Magnus is going to fall. Error and Wish sent to the grave. The fight is over from Godsent. It's just about who can get out now, and Noya cannot. A beautiful ulti from Milan, winning the fight easily for them. And they're going to bring down another hero along with it. Meanwhile, Boogie, for some reason in the middle lane, I think he just TP'd in there to push it out as best he can before the reinforcements arrive. Oh crap indeed, says the Beastmaster. Was that the Beastmaster or the Magnus?
It's the Doom.
Oh, it was a Doom?
It says, oh crap.
Okay. Nice one.
That's a great line. I didn't even know that one existed.
Yeah.
And the best thing about this is they've got another Static Storm to go.
Oh, they've got one cocked up in the gun, ready to be fired off. I hope they check those items, because this could be a nasty surprise if not. Let's see if the buybacks will scare them off. It certainly will for now, or will it? Or will it? They're coming back in. They're just waiting for the fortified to be over. JK, we're back. What's up, losers? How's that base looking? It's going down.
They really want the Magnus buyback, and if not, the puck doesn't have it anyway, right? So, what's their play on the Radiant?
Yeah, just got to loot some towers right now. And they're actually finding this lifestealer. They've got the Abyssal bound onto him. Mera, he's trying to Abyssal the bear back, but now Supreme unleashes Fury from the low ground. Era, though, still trying to fight up, but in comes the Hex. In comes the Static Storm once again, holding down the lifestealer. He can't die, but he is gonna. 120 seconds in the grave. Saberlight in a little bit of trouble as Wish starts to deal damage, but my goodness, this Clinks is an absolute machine. Okay, Sia says see you later to those little annoying soldiers, but Chicken Fighters now left by themselves to deal with these racks. One more remains in the bottom lane, and with 100 seconds, no lifestealer, I'm not sure they'll be able to defend these ones. Never mind, there's a melee in mid as well.
There was a really sick play from Milan in that fight. I don't know if you saw. When they were going on the lifestealer, the Magnus tried to skewer in at the same time to cast RP, and Milan used him up in the air mid-skewer, so that there was no counter-initiation coming through.
Milan making a crazy amount of plays in this game. He is really showing what's what. A Saberlight just blinking into everybody. No worries. He's got no fear in the world right now, but they do have the RP on Wish. If they can find a good one, there might be the opportunity to turn this one without their lifestealer, but now that OKC is dead 105 seconds, it gets so much harder. Their racks are falling, and the game might just be done here. And in they go, a nice RP landing onto 3. Milan's on the backline, throws up the Yulzo, stopping them from getting anything else done. And guess what? There's another bloody Static Storm. Bring him down, knock him out. Wish is dead, and the good game is called. Game number 1 goes to the Chicken Fighters. And the fight, they certainly did.
Yeah, I really underestimated the Clinks and the Lone Joy's damage in the late game with all the items they were getting, especially the neutral items as well. But I mean, Milan, definitely the MVP of that game for me for Chicken Fighters. He had a really good game. And when that Axe came out, it just completely changed the tempo of the fights. Like, the Magnus all of a sudden didn't need to be doomed every fight because they can just static him instead. It was a lot easier for them then.
Yeah, made a huge difference. And that's going to put Chicken Fighters in a great position to carry on in this tournament in the upper bracket. But Godsent, they are in a spot of bother. They need to pull things out for game number 2, but yeah, it was a weird one, though, because they looked... I mean, they had more kills. They were looking great, but that absolute dive bomb there as Chicken Fighters just found their pacing, found their damage, found some critical timings, took Roshan and just kind of started snowballing, and it seemed like Godsent were just not prepared. They I don't want to be too harsh on them, but it felt like they just fell apart.
I also think it comes back to this point that we made about the supports, though, on the Dire side as well, just offering so much more in the late game, right? Like, how much better did Milan and Seneko look in the last few engagements in comparison to